Hi, this is Scott from LDSScripturestudy.com. I wanted to show you how you can create your own study journal here on our site. First, find this form here called Create a Journal. Then put in your email address where it says email. And then confirm your email address. Then put in a password that you'd like to use. Then confirm it. Then click sign up, and you'll be taken here saying that your journal has been created and that you may log in and start using it right away. So go ahead and click OK. Now we come over to the login to your journal form on the right side here, and we type our email and the password that we used to sign up with. Now when you first log in, you're going to see something like this. That's because you have no notes yet. What we're going to do is create our first note, and we do that by clicking on the Make New Entry button there at the top, which will take us to a screen like this, where we can create our first note. And we're going to give it a title, something like Led by the Spirit. And we can give it a body. We're going to type a note here. Now you can put as much in there as you'd like, but there's the information about our note. Then we're going to click on Save. It tells us that we have saved our note, and then we're going to add a related scripture to it. So we're going to click on Related Scriptures here at the left, and we're going to go to Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 3 verse 7, which is a common scripture about being led by the Spirit. Now you can see down here that it tells you what the scripture reference is, and we're just going to click Link Reference. Now you can see that that shows up here down at the bottom. So that's how to link a scripture to your note. Now we're going to link a book passage. I don't know of one off the top of my head, but we'll put in something from Jesus the Christ maybe. We'll just pretend we're citing page 21. Publishing company. That's probably wrong, but just for illustrative purposes. We're going to say 1916. Then we click on Add Citation, and it puts it in the right format down here for us. Now if you ever want to edit that, you can click on the little edit button and make your changes. Let's say we want to change this to page 22. Then we click Save Changes, and you can see down here that it has changed it to page 22. Then we want to add keywords, and we say led. We can say Spirit. It's about Nephi, so we'll put Nephi in there. And that looks good for our keywords. Now these little circles here are a way for you to say which of the keywords is kind of the dominant one, which one is the principal keyword, and I'm going to click on Spirit here. This helps with formatting later on when you want to create your PDF, which we'll also explain in a little bit. The next thing I wanted to show you is linking similar entries. So we're going to click on similar entries on the left side here, and you'll see a list of the notes that you've already put in previously. Now if there's one that you wanted to link to the note that you're on now, you could select it and click on link entry. So I'm just going to pick a random one here to show you. Click link entry and it shows up down here at the bottom. Now if you want to unlink it, you can just click the little trash can icon and it takes it off. So we're going to link that there. Now then you go back to see all of your entries. You go back to my notes and you can see that here's my list of entries that I have on my account. Then we have added a feature where you can create a PDF of your notes. So to do that, we just click on the PDF icon here at the top. It says email me a PDF of my notes, so we'll click that. And it says request submitted, 1 moment please. And what it'll do is it takes a few minutes to go through and generate a PDF of all of your notes. And it has different indices. One will be by the note number, so that's this entry number here. It'll have them all indexed by what note number they are. Then it will have each note in order of the scriptures. And then it will have each note connected with the keywords that you put in before when you created the note. In a minute, when I get my PDF, I can show you what this looks like. I'm here in my email account, and you can see that I've received my email. I'm going to open that up, and it says that attached I will find my PDF. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. Save it. Save. And then I'll open it up for you and show you what that looks like. So it has an introduction page. And this is what I was talking about with the index, the different types of indices. The first way that it displays your notes is by the note number. Now each note has its own number, so that if by, let's say you wanted to go to Alma chapter 13 verse 10, you could put a little 1 out to the side and you would know that that's note 1, kind of like the footnotes are currently. You can put your little tiny 1 by that verse and it refers back to here. Then you'll know that when you read Alma 13:10 that you have a note about that verse. So that's why I did So that's why we created this particular index at the beginning of the PDF. The next way that we have included the notes is chronologically by order of the standard works. So in other words, Genesis 1:1 here is at the beginning of the standard works, and the Pearl of Great Price and the Articles of Faith would be at the end. And your notes are ordered in the same way. Now at the very end, we have a keyword index. So any keywords that you've put in will show up here along with the note that you've attached to them. And we put this in so that if you had notes about the atonement, let's see if we have notes about the atonement, and you wanted to study the atonement, you could look up all the notes that you've ever put in that have had the keyword of atonement. And you could look at all those notes and put them together in a way that makes sense for whatever you're doing. If you're studying for a talk or just for personal reasons or whatever the reason, you can pull them up that way as well. We thought that would be a useful way to group those together. And that's essentially what's at the end of your PDF. Now, as I mentioned, you can take this PDF and put it on any electronic device that you have for usage on that device, like your phone or a tablet, or you can print it out, and then you have it in a kind of an analog format that you could thumb through, or you could give it to somebody, one of your relatives, one of your kids or your parents or somebody like that. Then you'd have all your notes kind of in one place. So that's a basic rundown of how our system works, and if you'd like to give that a try, just head on over to ldsscripturestudy.com and create your journal and just go through the steps that we've talked about, and you'll have your journal created.